Hey guys, welcome to the Woodward Dream Cruise. I'm here in, well, just outside of Detroit, where we're at the world's biggest car show. About 1.5 million people are estimated to be here cruising up and down Woodward. And the saying is that if you come here, you will see every car ever made in Detroit. And not just every car ever made in Detroit, but in every color ever made. So the fine folks here at Ford have put us on a cherry picker. So we're gonna get to go up way above Woodward and you can see all the action. And we're just gonna stream live for a little bit so you guys can see all the cars and kind of get a feel of what's it like to be here in Detroit for the world's biggest car show. So we should start going up pretty soon. Hopefully.
Generator on it?
Let me flip this camera around. So welcome guys. It's Roman, I'm here in Detroit and I'm here at Woodward and this is quite the show. It's my first time here. I've never had a chance to really experience Woodward. This has been going on for about, I think, 20 years. It was started as a charity event and now it's grown into this huge show where, like I say, about 1.5 million people come and show off all their cars. And hopefully I get this cherry picker going up because that's the reason I'm here. And yeah, it's incredible. Let me flip the camera around and you guys can see some of the other cars are cruising up. Let me flip the camera. Here we go. There you go. And hopefully very soon we'll get this thing up. Is it going to go up?
Yeah. Oh, once we get enough juice.
We don't have enough power. We're on a cherry picker. We can't get the juice enough in there. But check out all these cars, guys. Quite incredible.
We're going to try it. It ain't budget. Good. How are you? I think we'll have to let it charge for a minute. I don't even want to budge.
And look, there you have a 2CV. So it's not just every car made in Detroit, but every car that's made probably around the world. So just check it out as we kind of pan around here and you guys can see what's going on. And of course, I'm in a cherry picker about to go above Woodward, but they can't get this thing to go up. That's what happens when you do live shows. Look at that, the little Minx, got a GTO, CUDA, of course a lot of the new cars. Mustangs.
When it lights, so when it's charging, there should be a yellow light. Usually yellow lights.
Corvettes.
Green light.
Get her to door now. Go 3, 2, 1. I saw this on Kevin's Tool Van Taylor.
Look at that, a military Jeep. Right now it's about 10:30 in the morning, and by noon apparently Woodward becomes a parking lot. There's so many cars cruising up and down the street. Now keep in mind, this is a long street, and each of the communities here also has a car show basically along the road. So are we not going up? Is it dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty dead. All right, well, we can't go up to the cherry picker. So can you unhook me, please? Thanks. So what I'll do is I'll walk you guys closer to the show so you can see the cars closer up. Let's walk over there.
As soon as it gets charged, I'll plug it.
Yeah, how long do you think it'll take to charge it?
It shouldn't be long.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Okay. Here comes a lot of Corvettes. Yes. this. Now that is cool. I believe that is a gull-winged. Is that an Impala? How crazy is that? All right, let's get closer to the action, guys, because this cherry picker is not going anywhere. So this was what I was supposed to go up on, but it's dead. So we're gonna go over here, get closer to Woodward, and get closer to the action. And you guys can see all the cool cars. 442. And believe it or not, Tesla is right here, and they're doing a cruise as well. So if you're here at Woodward and you want to test drive a Tesla, you can do that. Let's get up and close and just check out the cars as they cruise by. There we go. Look at that. That color is absolutely gorgeous. He's from Ontario. Of course, we're close to Canada up here. Let's check out some of these license plates, because there are people from all around the world here, not just people from Detroit. It's definitely the kind of get together where people from all over the country and all over the world come to cruise. Now, of course, this weekend, as you guys know, there's another very famous car get together happening, and that is at Pebble Beach. And this is kind of the exact opposite of Pebble Beach. Look at that, for sale. Anybody wants an old Imperial. Pebble Beach, of course, is very expensive and very exclusive. And here, it costs you exactly, well, nothing. Just got to have a ride and the willingness to come and check out the action. So what's your favorite car? Let us know in the comments what car you guys are enjoying. And we'll keep this rolling for maybe 10-15 minutes and kind of give you a sense of what it's like to be here. Really crazy vehicles here. Everything from bright orange Thunderbird to what looks like a Toyota that's been converted. Nice, guys! And of course, for all of you guys who are into classic trucks, there is no shortage of classic trucks to look at. But by far what I'm seeing is certainly a lot of American muscle. I love that Bronco that's coming up. It's right turns right now. I've been here for about, I want to say maybe an hour, just watching the different cars and trucks roll by, and it's already getting crowded. So I hear in about an hour or so this will just become a parking lot. But right now things are still moving along. It takes about 45 minutes to do the whole loop, to go up and down. I think it's about 14 miles back and forth. If you do it when there's little traffic. If you do it in about 2 hours, it's going to take about 2 hours to go do the whole thing. That's how busy it gets. All right, here's some more cars. Of course, the manufacturers are here as well. I want to thank Chevy. They brought me to Detroit for this. If you watched our live show yesterday, I kind of gave you a walkthrough of the Heritage Center. So check that out on TFL Now. We've got some really cool old Chevys there. Actually, old GM, every kind of old GM. Speaking of trucks, look at there. Hey, howdy, nice truck. I think he's a little shy. Like I was saying, yesterday I got to go and tour the GM Heritage Center. That's really fascinating. Some very milestone cars for GM, including the Mako Shark, which was a prototype for the C2 Corvette. Right now I'm here at, I'll show you, I'll turn this around. I'm here by the Ford display. Ford this year is sponsoring the cruise. As you can tell by the sign, they've got a bunch of their GTs, a couple Raptors, the new GT, and a couple old trucks as well that you can go and use the cruise on. All right, here we go. That sounds like a lot of power. Yada yada among all this muscle. But I did have an interesting chat yesterday with the Haggerty guys. They were here doing a presentation for us, and they were talking about trucks. And the most popular truck right now in terms of insurance, because Haggerty does insure classic vehicles, I believe they're the world's largest insurer of classic vehicles, is the Chevy C10 and K10 from the mid to late 60s. And the reason for that is obviously a lot of these cars that you see here, the American muscle cars, the Mustangs, the Camaros, the Chargers, Challengers, the Cudas, all those cars have gone through the roof. And what's driving the truck market, at least the classic truck market, are millennials and Generation X. Because if you want to get into classic cars, obviously if you're looking at some of the cars that are rolling down the street, you're looking at money that is getting pretty serious. And what I mean by serious is anything above 30,000. So once upon a time I had a friend, Tracy, who had a Cuda, and he was able to customize it, paint it black and orange with an orange hood, and this was in the early 80s, and that was like a $5,000 to $10,000 car all day. Today you probably couldn't touch that Cuda for under $100,000. That's interesting. Look at that. I didn't know they made a convertible CRX SI. That's even more interesting. Yeah, get the thumbs up for that one. And so what's driving a lot of the car market, or I should say the truck market, is the trucks are still affordable. And those C-Series Chevys, as well as, hi guys, as well as those F-Series trucks, there's one, speaking of the C-Series, were made in large quantities. You know, we're talking millions, and you can still find them as farm trucks. And so to get into a classic truck, it could be anywhere from $5,000 on the low end to maybe $15,000 on the high end. And that's why that market is red hot. The hottest truck right now, in case you're curious, for the collector market are the C and K10s, like I say, from the mid to late 60s. Before the square body, but that earlier truck is now driving up the square body Chevy trucks as well. So the later trucks are coming up as well. So if you guys are into classic vehicles, now would be a good time to pick yourself up an old classic truck. The other truck that's really gaining in popularity, which is surprising, is the Lightning, the Ford Lightning, and that was made, I believe, in the 80s. So that one has had a huge spike in popularity. So get them now before they become unattainable or unattainium. And speaking of unattainium, those are the kind of cars that you see mainly at Pebble Beach. Here, these are all attainable, and that's maybe why there's 1.5 million people here cruising up and down Woodward. Because whether you have a classic Stingray or a new Challenger, older Mercedes, or even a custom car, or even that's a LeBaron, isn't it? Yeah, a LeBaron convertible. These are cars that you can enjoy and not look upon as commodities. And that's really the issue with a lot of the stuff at Pebble Beach right now. It's not really a car, right? It's more of a commodity. A lot of people are collecting them, not because they love cars, but because they want something that they can use as a tool for investment and appreciation. And you don't see that here. Sure, a lot of these muscle cars are expensive, but for the most part, we're looking at 10, 20-year-old Camaros, Firebirds. These are very attainable cars. Here comes a really cool bus. We've got a little bit of time before the light changes, but it's amazing the diversity of cars. So when I started this, I said that you could see every car ever made in Detroit in every color. And you believe me? Hi. Hey guys, how are you? Believe me? Because I'm starting to believe it. At least when it comes to Camaros, Corvettes, and Mustangs, there seems to be just a plethora of these. All right, a dinosaur on a Nissan Titan. What a fun! Here comes a pretty cool bus. It's a sweet looking bus with Krispy Kreme on it. Might be a promotional bus. One sweet ride. The other cool thing about Woodward is, even though it's sponsored by Ford this year, it hasn't become that commercial yet. It's still kind of a grassroots thing that's owned not by the organizers, but by the people who come here. Oh, that's a really well-stanced Pontiac. Really well-stanced. I remember as a kid I used to love to draw cars like that because that to me represented speed and power. So what's your favorite car so far? Any comments out there? Anything that you've seen that you thought is really interesting or really unique? Yeah, the Krispy Kreme bus. Yeah, that's good. A Zimmerman Golden Spirit. I was wondering what that was. Thanks for pointing it out. That was a pretty cool car. How about this guy? Yeah, a Grand National. Those guys are way on the titanium right now. Once upon a time they were still gettable, but they're getting very expensive. A Pontiac Solstice. I don't know what this is. I don't know my very, very old cars. I think my knowledge goes maybe to the end of the 50s. My knowledge stops at the end of the 50s. Starts at the end of the 50s, I mean. The cars that are kind of older than that were probably the previous generation that I didn't grow up with. Howdy. You know, these old Impalas are really cool as well. The SS. That was a really cool car. Now, of course, I love Jeeps. Here we have a Rubicon, a new one coming down the road. Oh yeah, look at that. Looky there. Looky there. Gran Torino. Looks like they got the cherry picker running again. I was hoping to go up there. Let me show you. This is what I was trying to show you guys. There's the cherry picker. That wasn't working, but now it's working again. All right, let's keep looking. Let's keep seeing what. Well, look at this old truck. That's pretty cool. I don't know what that is, but it's cool. I mean, trucks like this right there, the painted ones, the kind of with the patina, those are especially hot. If you guys can find a truck, according to Haggerty, that has, you know, like Joe's service station on it, those are really sought after. So anything with patina, anything that's been kind of branded by the company is super hot right now. Howdy, how you guys doing? Sweet ride, man. And as far as I can tell, it's pretty far from anywhere to go surfing. Hey, you guys are kind of far from the ocean. But if you were in California, that'd be about right. But still, this is mainly American-made cars. There's a Porsche Boxster over there that kind of seems out of place a little bit. The American stuff seems a little bit more prevalent here. And of course there's also a relatively large police presence here, as you can probably see by the police car. So a lot of people aren't actually... Oh, look at that, a little Red Express, or is that, no? Yeah, that is a little Red Express, isn't it? Right there. Those are very valuable right now as well. If you're a Ram fan, that's a great Dodge truck that you might consider buying. that's another affordable way of getting into classic cars. Jeeps, old YJs, anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 all day long. If you guys are into something that's a little bit unique and different. We of course had a YJ for a long time. We got a 95. I would recommend, if you're going to get a YJ that's of course a Jeep Wrangler by any other name, you go for the 95, because that's the first year that they actually galvanize the metal, which means it's not going to rust. The older ones tend to rust out. The cooler ones of course are the CJs. Did I see it? Did I miss the convertible Hellcat? I don't think I saw a convertible Hellcat, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a convertible Hellcat here. But yeah, besides trucks, of course, Jeeps are another great way. They built a lot of CJs, the CJ5, the CJ7. Those are still relatively affordable. And a great way to get into muscle cars. There you go. Somebody's giving a little bit of the beans, as I would like to say. We're going to try to get up on that cherry picker before this is over, maybe when they come down again. Second Grand National I've seen. That Grand National was built right after all the cars were choked by emissions, and for a long time there, early 80s, late 70s, even up to the late 80s, you could not get a car in America that had any more than maybe 150, 200 horsepower. And so when the Grand National came out, and the Typhoon as well, and I think it had 250 horsepower, it was quite the awakening. As you guys, I'm sure, know, in the late 60s, kind of the end of the muscle car era, American car manufacturers were lost in the wood. They built cars like the Chevette, the Vega, and the Japanese car manufacturers came in and really took advantage of the fact that American car manufacturers had gotten uncompetitive. There was a huge muscle war, and look at this. Could be a stock car. Could be a Road Legal stock car. At least that's what it looks like to me. Memory 3. Certainly sounds like a stock car, huh? Anyway, the fuel crisis basically brought an end to the muscle car wars, and then Japanese car manufacturers came in, and Civics and Corollas became the car to buy. And overnight, Detroit went from being the center of the car industry to fighting for its life. And it wasn't until probably the late 80s with the Grand National and the Typhoon that we started to get horsepower coming back again into the equation. And I think right now we're living kind of in the best time ever for cars. If you love cars, you gotta love the fact that you can go to the dealership and buy a 707 horsepower Hellcat or an 840 horsepower Demon. You can go buy basically exotic car power at affordable prices. Sure, $80,000, $90,000 doesn't seem affordable, but when you compare that to what a Lamborghini with that much power would cost, which would be $400,000, it is affordable. And so we're living in a great time for cars. But you know, I look over here and I see Tesla doing ride and drives, and I wonder if we're not kind of living at the end of the internal combustion engine and the beginning of the battery. It sort of feels that way. And that'd be a shame, because there's just something about an engine that throbs and beats like a heart that makes a car seem alive. Somehow electric cars just don't feel alive to me. They feel more like computers and less like living beings. Look at this, guys. Hey, hey, hey. That is pretty cool. Honda Trail?
Yeah.
Honda Trail. Honda Trail 70. That was one of the motorcycles that brought in Honda into America. You meet the nicest people on Honda, or so the old saying went. Speaking of old trucks, check it out. Actually, it wasn't a saying, it was an ad. You meet the nicest people on a Honda. That was how Honda came and broke to the market. All right, I'm gonna try to get back up on that cherry picker and give you guys a better view of Woodward. So let's try this again. In the meantime, we're gonna walk over here by the Ford exhibit. You can see what Ford's kind of doing here. So let me go over here. You can see the cars that Ford has. And we'll go up there and get a better view. All right, I'm gonna try to go up again.
Got it charged up for you, boss.
All right, thanks. Thanks. Let me put this camera up there first. Now keep in mind we're live here. All right, watch out, that camera's live.
Okay.
Just set it up there and I'll get my little camera. Is this a large?
All the time, isn't it?
All right, I'm back. I had to actually let me flip the camera around. Sure, sorry. So I had to put on a harness, and I have to be harnessed in here. So I'm safe. Are we going up?
Yeah.
All right, we're going up. Look at that. All right, guys. We'll give you a better view of Woodward. You're gonna get the best shot of Woodward from the entire street, I think, up here. All right, there you go. Let me give you a little pan around here. We'll go pan the other way. We're gonna pan it around. Thank you. You can see going all the other way. And there you have it. Look at that. This is what the Woodward Dream Cruise is all about. Every car, every color. Hot rods, muscle cars, classic cars of all stripes and sizes, trucks, Jeeps. A DeLorean with the door open, of course. How else would you drive it? Let me ask you, what are your favorite cars up here? What's your favorite? What's your name?
TJ.
Was it TJ?
CJ.
Hey CJ.
I'm alright. How y'all doing?
Yeah, say hi to people out there in
I would probably have to say,
yeah. Do you like muscle cars? Do you like trucks? Do you like?
I like mostly muscle cars.
Yeah?
Something like this.
You like the old muscle cars?
Oh yeah.
Chargers, Challengers. How about the Corvette down there?
Yeah, especially old Corvettes.
Old Corvettes, yeah. Do you know what generation? Do you know like C1, C2? Just old ones.
Just the old one, the 80 old one.
Yeah. All right. There you go. CJ loves old Corvettes.
I like the Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, the Dukes of Hazzard.
The Challenger.
Yeah. we've been doing this. Let me put this camera around. Well, guys, we've been doing this now for about a half hour. I think you've gotten a good taste of what it's like to be here in Detroit on Woodward Avenue. I want to thank you guys for joining us. I want to thank Chevy for bringing me out here and letting me experience the Woodward Dream Cruise. I want to thank the guys at Ford for making me feel really sick to my stomach.
No problem.
And I want to especially thank you guys for tuning in on the Saturday morning and enjoying the Woodward Dream Cruise with me and taking part in our live show. Keep in mind that next week Nathan and I are heading over to Maine to drive the new Trackhawk. That's the Jeep, of course, with the Hellcat engine. We've got a lot of interesting and fun reviews coming up. We had quite the adventure where we went and bought another classic vehicle. If you watched yesterday's live show from our offices with Tommy and Motoman, you would have seen what that classic vehicle was. It was a classic TFL misadventure. Probably one of our greatest misadventures, so that show will be coming up very soon as well. Tommy's editing that video right now. And yeah, if you're here in Detroit, enjoy the day and really enjoy all that Woodward has to offer you. And if you're in Pebble Beach, yeah, I wish you were here, because this is certainly a lot more a lot more everyman than Pebble Beach. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Car and the Fast Lane Truck. Really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll give you a last glimpse at Woodward, and I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.